Part 130. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1291. What was shocked at this moment was not only the Chen Tian clan who worshipped Chen Tianxuan, like the ancestor Bai Sha of the Earth Shizong, Jianzun, the master of the Tianjian Palace, and Yuji Wei, the head of the Yuji family. At this moment, each place is silent, and there are bright lights in the eyes, and the body trembles naturally. Originally, they all wanted to risk the emperor's calamity to come in and kill Fang Fan, but at this moment, they each stopped. They don't want to die. I don't want to die so ignorantly. This emperor's catastrophe is poisonous. High in the sky, Chen Tianyuan, the head of the Chen Tian clan, opened his mouth secretly, and then turned into a sigh. This sun is going to go against the sky. Before, the pets around him could even inspire Tianli of the quasi-sacred level. I don't know how far can he reach? And, can he successfully survive this perverted emperor's catastrophe? Chen Tianyuan squinted his eyes secretly, and looked deeply at Fang Fan for a long time, his eyes full of worry. He really treats Fang Fan as his son-in-law. If something happens to this kid, Shi-Er and Shan'er will probably be heartbroken. My Chen Tian clan will also lose an excellent son-in-law. Hey, God is jealous of Yingke. God is jealous of Yingke. Chen Tianyuan gritted his teeth, and then sighed again. While speaking, the whole person seemed a little sluggish. In vain, he is still the head of the third-rank power Chen Tian clan, but he can't do anything when it comes to the end, and this feeling of sadness and helplessness in his heart seems very real. At this moment, everyone's eyes are focused on Fang Fan, and time passes silently. Fang Fan secretly glanced at the flying ash in the air, his eyes tightened. The intensity of thunder in this day seems to be unusual. I have already comprehended the 10 laws of heaven, and what I am about to cross is the emperor's robbery of the 10 laws. That is to say, 10 thunders will land. According to the previous experience of the little golden dragon and the 3-headed dog of hell, when it comes to the 7th thunder, the intensity of the thunder will reach the quasi-sacred level. The 8th path, 9th path, 10th path. Fang Fan let out a sigh of relief, and his eyes flashed with a flash of light. It must be a lie to say that he has no feeling at all, but it has come to this point, and it seems that he can only fight to the end. Fang Fan screened out all the legions, heroes, and pets of war. This is his personal emperor's catastrophe, and naturally he has to survive it alone. 10 thunders, you must have some trump cards. I auctioned off a lot of high-level quasi-holy level enchantments in the auction system when the 3-headed dog of hell roared before the heavenly tribulation. There was also a quasi-holy level thunder exemption card and a middle-level quasi-holy level energy. Devour the card. In the end, it was dangerous to survive the emperor's catastrophe. Auction system. Fang Fan's eyes narrowed, and he devoted himself to the auction system. It would be best to have more chips before the decisive battle. Holy food card. Quasi-saint promotion card. Holy weapon card. Holy scroll card. Here, there is. Sanctuary card. After use, you can automatically obtain a 1-star sanctuary level blessing halo, which is the strongest against a 1-star sanctuary level attack. The auction reserve price is 100,000 star cores. Each increase must not be less than 1,000 star cores. A price of 200,000 star cores. Fang Fan. I finally saw a pretty good card in the exclusive auction, but I couldn't afford it. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1292. This is embarrassing. Now that Tianli is about to come, Fang Fan has no time to continue to go to the auction, so he can only auction it off at a price of 200,000 star cores. 200,000 star cores, This is an astronomical number. I only have about 100,000 star cores on me now, this number, too many. Fang Fan gritted his teeth and glanced around. Give me all the star cores. Fang Fan shouted to Chen Tianqi, Sikong Yuxin, and others outside the Emperor's heavenly tribulation. Chen Tianqi, Sikong Yuxin and the others were stunned for a moment, then took out their storage ring without hesitation, and threw it towards Fang Fan's position. In the sky, one after another perfect parabola could not help but form. Everyone was stunned, wondering what Fang Fan was doing at the moment. Does he know that he can't survive such a perverted emperor's catastrophe, so he chose to give up the treatment? Is he going to die in the endless thunder with these star cores? Tisk, I don't think it's that simple. Maybe the star core has some special energy that can shield the power of Tianli. Hee, your imagination is really good, but I think it's just bullshit. Do you think this is possible? Don't think about it with your head. This is obviously impossible. Thinking too much. There are clues here. Let's see first, this emperor's catastrophe can kill a low-level quasi-sage at one time, it won't be that simple. After that Fang Fan was killed by Tianli, it's time for us to compete for treasures. This Fang Fan has too many treasures. When the time comes, we can just grab a few pieces, and we'll send them out. It's true. Who said no? The opportunity is right in front of you, and it's fleeting. Wipe, be sure to fight to the end. Don't give up hope. Chen Tianyuan felt the wolf-like eyes of the surrounding practitioners, and couldn't help but sigh. It's almost a dead end. Regardless of whether Fang Fan can successfully survive the Emperor's catastrophe, there is a high probability that it will be a dead end. From Chen Tianyuan's point of view, if Fang Fan fails to transcend the tribulation, his body will disappear and everything will be gone. But even if it is a fluke and the calamity is successful, so what? The benefits, how much? To put it bluntly, the situation basically amounts to a freeze. After the successful breakthrough, Fang Fan was promoted to the quasi-holy realm. On this kind of battlefield, a quasi-sanctuary powerhouse is really not enough. As Chen Tianyuan thought about it, his face became more and more ugly. Is the Chen Tian clan destined to suffer this catastrophe? Is the tens of thousands of years of Chen Tian clan's history coming to an end? Chen Tianyuan took a deep breath, he was not reconciled. Chen Tianyuan silently took out a simple storage ring, then smiled miserably, and threw it directly towards Fang Fan's location. Good son-in-law. This is all the accumulation of my Chen Tian clan. You can spend it? Chen Tianyuan roared, full of anger. A lot of storage rings were thrown from all directions, and Fang Fan opened them one by one. Most of the storage rings only have 3 or 5, or dozens and hundreds of star cores. Relatively speaking, there are still many numbers required by Fang Fan. Big difference. This is a storage ring from my cheap father-in-law Chen Tianyuan. Fang Fan held the simple storage ring in his hand, smiled secretly in the direction of Chen Tianyuan, and then opened it indifferently. Hiss. So much. Fang Fan was completely stunned. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1293. 308,759 star cores. More than 300,000 pieces. This almost takes out the savings of the entire Chen Tian clan, right? Fang Fan nodded secretly, looking at Chen Tianyuan with gratitude. There are many icing on the cake, but few people who give charcoal in the snow. This kindness is very important. This is sheer storage ring, more than 1,000 star cores, it is also expected. This is Yuxin's storage ring, I'll wipe. Fang Fan almost uttered a foul language, his eyes widened instantly, he couldn't help but cast a shocking gaze at Sikong Yuxin. More than 1.3 million star cores. It turns out that the most tyrant is Yuxin. Damn, I should have asked for support. Fang Fan snorted secretly said to be powerful. Yuxin's more than 1.3 million star cores plus cheap father-in-law Chen Tianyuan's 300,000 star cores, almost 1.6 million star cores. My net worth rose instantly. Auction of saint-level blessing cards at one price. Ding. Consuming 200,000 star cores, the holy level blessing card was successfully auctioned at one price. With the sound of the system, Fang Fan had an extra golden card in his hand. Because of insufficient star cores before, I have been timid and afraid to make any moves. Now that there are more star cores, it is possible to sweep a wave. Quasi-Saint level Thunder Dragon card *5, after using it, a high-level Quasi-Saint level Thunder Dragon will be released to fight for you. The reserve price of the auction is 100 star cores. Each time the increase price must not be less than 10 star cores. One buy price is 300 star cores. Quasi-Saint level Avatar card *2, after using it, you can summon a mid-level Quasi-Holy level Avatar, which can resist intermediate level Quasi-Holy level attacks at most. The base price of the auction is 50 star cores, and the price increase each time shall not be less than 5 star cores. 100 stars core. Holy level Annihilation card, after using it, you can release a Supreme Law of Annihilation attack, which is equivalent to the strength of the 3-star Sanctuary. The auction price is 150,000 star cores, and each time you increase the price, you can't go up to 10,000 star cores, and the price is 300,000 star cores. Fang Fan scanned the entire ordinary auction hall and the exclusive auction hall, and finally chose the 8 cards in his hand. 5 Quasi-Saint level Thunder Dragon cards, you can summon high-level Quasi-Saint level Thunder Dragon at critical moments. With 2 Quasi-Holy upgrade cards, you can summon a mid-level Quasi-Holy Avatar at critical moments to save yourself from attacks. A Holy Annihilation card can release the Law of Annihilation, which is equivalent to the strength of a 3-star Sanctuary. In addition to the Sacred Blessing card that was originally auctioned, there are 9 cards in total. This is almost all Fang Fan's whole cards. It should come, always come. The Emperor's Tribulation. Come on. I want to see to what extent the existence behind it can control Tianli. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, a wicked smile appeared on the corners of his mouth, he was already ready to fight to the death. Although it is urgent to forcibly cross the Emperor's heavenly tribulation at this moment, Fang Fan doesn't have much time. He must break through to a higher realm as soon as possible, so that the heroes can become stronger. Only in this way can we break through the chaos in front of us. Hundreds of quasi-sages gather, and if you want to break the game, you need great courage. Rumbling. The first thunder, coming. The first Sky Thunder is the Emperor level Sky Thunder. I'll wipe it. This is too awesome, right? General practitioners will not encounter a 1-star Emperor level Sky Thunder at least until the 3rd or even the 4th Sky Thunder, it's against the sky. Divine System of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1294. Hey, if it's not against the sky, then it's not Fang Fan. I suddenly feel quite normal. Tisk tisk tisk, is this the strength of the evildoer? Even the Emperor's robbery is different from ordinary people. As strong as this. It's terrifying to the extreme. Who would have thought that it would turn out to be like this? Unfortunately, Tian is jealous of Yingke. This time it is estimated that it will be really cool. If we continue in this form, I am afraid that this Fang Fan will fall under the thunder of Tianli after a few rounds. I can see the form clearly. Pity. When he is bombarded to death by the thunder, it will be our turn to play. Seeing that the first thunder was so strong, the faces of the cultivators couldn't help showing joy. If Fang Fan can cool down earlier, they will be able to snatch the treasure in Fang Fan's hands earlier. Heart-touching treasures. The most important thing is that there are so many treasures in Fang Fan's hands. How not to make them ecstatic? Sister, brother Fan won't die, right? He'll be fine. He said he wanted to play with Shan'er. Chen Tianshan clenched her fists, her eyes flickered with light, her body trembled unnaturally, she seemed a little nervous, and she felt at a loss. Chen Tianchi bit her lip and clenched her hands tightly together. At this moment, her heart was also extremely nervous, but she still patted her sister's back and began to enlighten. Don't worry, it will be fine, everything will pass. It's impossible for Fang Fan to be in trouble, he is the king of miracles, and the thunder can't hit him at all. Sikong Yuxin stood on the spot, her beautiful face was full of tension. Although she didn't say anything, her eyes were fixed on Fang Fan, and she never let up for a moment. Zi Ling gritted her teeth and thought to herself, if you die, I will follow you to endless hell. The two sisters Yun Yun and Yun Xiao also looked at each other, anxious. Sister, the things above are so annoying, but I don't have the strength to kill him now. Yun Xiao glanced at the endless void, and her eyes turned purple in an instant, but this purple disappeared in a flash. A group of legions, heroes, and pets stand neatly next to the Emperor's catastrophe, silently praying for their own master. Some happy, some sad. For Chen Tianchi and others, it is extremely worrying, but for the practitioners of other major forces, they are ecstatic. Chen Tian clan, a great worship line. Humph. Damn Fang Fan. He actually dared to kill my son, and now it's cheaper for you to be killed by the thunder. If it falls into my hands, I will definitely let you experience the torture all over the world, making your life worse than death. Chen Tianxuan, the great worshipper of the Chen Tian clan, said through gritted teeth, and the killing intent in his eyes became extraordinarily real. Heavenly Sword Palace. After that Fang Fan was killed by the thunder, he burned his body into ashes and raised his ashes to me. I want him to live forever. The face of the master of the Tianjian Palace, Jianzun, was as cold as ever, and while speaking, the killing intent in his eyes continued to condense. Earth Sect. Interesting, it's the first time I've encountered such a powerful emperor, heavenly tribulation. This Fang Fan is also considered a generation of enchanting genius. All cultivators of the Earth Demon sect are ready, and once the Thunder Tribulation is over, they will directly carry out a comprehensive treasure hunt. The ancestor of the Earth Shizong Beisha secretly deployed a treasure hunt plan. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1295. Ancestor. The chief true inheritance of the Earth Demon sect, Fu Yun, opened his mouth and wanted to make the last wave of dissuasion. For some reason, he always felt that these days of thunder were nothing to Fang Fan at all. If there is no such a wave of the Emperor's catastrophe, the practitioners of their major forces may still be able to kill Fang Fan through encirclement and suppression, but the longer it drags on now, the worse it will be, and the bigger the variables will be. What do you want to say? The Patriarch Beisha of Earthsha sect glanced at Fu Yun coldly, and the disgust in his eyes was not concealed at all. What the hell did the Earth Fiend sect do to actually recommend such a chief true biography who is greedy for life and fear of death? It simply lost the face of their earthly sect. The ancestors of Baisha have already thought about it. When this matter is over, the first thing after returning to the Earthsha sect is to suggest that the head of the sect pick Fu Yun, the title of the chief true biography. Fu Yun smiled bitterly. How could he not feel the disgust and resentment of his ancestors towards him? But there are some things that will end without saying. Old ancestor, I'm talking about if Fang Fan successfully survived the Emperor's heavenly tribulation, we don't have to go into the muddy waters this time, just stay aside quietly. Old ancestor, you have never dealt with this Fang Fan, you don't even know how weird he is. There seems to be nothing he can't do. Fu Yun shook his head helplessly. Anyway, he was completely convinced by Fang Fan at this moment. Through the Emperor's catastrophe. This Emperor's catastrophe is so strange, how can it be so easy to get through? Don't think about it. This kid will definitely be directly suppressed by the Emperor's heavenly tribulation, struck to death by the heavenly thunder, just get ready for the treasure. Ancestor Bai Sha waved his hand and said impatiently. Ancestor, what I said is, if this happens, if Fang Fan successfully survives the Emperor's catastrophe, we will not. Snapped. Clap clap clap. The sound of slaps sounded one after another. Fu Yun's body rolled several somersaults in the air, strands of blood flowed wildly from the corners of his mouth, and the whole person was also in a state of confusion. Fu Yun gritted his teeth, but he didn't even call out a word, but stood aside silently. He has fulfilled his responsibilities, and he can say frankly that he is worthy of the Earth Evil sect. But no matter what he said, the ancestor just didn't believe it. What could he do? In this world, there really is that kind of enchanting genius who is blessed by heaven and earth. Son of luck, I should be talking about this kind of person. Fu Yun lowered his head secretly, thinking inexplicably. Alliance of demons. I'm afraid this Fang Fan is more fortunate than fortune. I have a hunch that his Emperor's catastrophe is stronger than his previous Emperor's catastrophe of the three-headed dog of hell. The strength of the Emperor's catastrophe of his three-headed dog has reached the quasi-sacred level. This Fang Fan's Emperor's catastrophe may, maybe be able to break through the limit and reach the holy, sanctuary level. He can't take it? It's a pity, a generation of arrogance. The 10,000 Demon Alliance Tianying Zunchen shook his head slightly, and sighed to himself. There was some feeling of cherishing talent in his words. Elder Tianying, my thoughts are exactly the opposite of yours. Tianhu Meyer, the saintess of the 10,000 Demons Alliance, silently stretched out her hand and rubbed her buttocks, then said with gritted teeth. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1296. On the contrary? What do you mean? Tianying Zunchen was stunned for a moment, and continued to ask rhetorically. How can the golden scales be a thing in the pool? A dragon will change in the event of a situation. Everyone is counting on this Emperor's catastrophe to annihilate him, but they don't know, this is his chance. Otherwise, why doesn't the Emperor's catastrophe break out sooner or later, but at this time? I suspect that all this was planned by him. This man is horrible. Tianhu Meier felt the tingling pain in her buttocks, her face couldn't help blushing. That bad guy. I never knew Liang Xiangziyu. Rolling thunder, madness descends. The first thunder, 1-star Emperor level. The blow hit Fang Fan just shook his body a little, and then his face was fearless. A 1-star Emperor level Tian Li can't attack him to any degree. After being bombarded by the first 1-star Emperor level thunder, Fang Fan even stretched his waist calmly. Rumbling. The thunder in the sky gathered crazily again. These days, Lei seems to be provoked by Fang Fan's contempt, and the intensity of Lei Ting has increased tenfold, or even 100 times. 5-star Emperor level sky thunder. The second thunder has reached the strength of a 5-star Emperor. He really looks down on me. Fang Fan let out a sigh of relief, and his eyes were full of fighting spirit. Obviously, his Emperor heavenly tribulation is even more terrifying than the little golden dragon and the three-headed dog of hell. The first thunder of the little golden dragon and the three-headed hellhound at that time was the strength of the true king, the second thunder was the strength of the 1-star Emperor, and the fourth thunder was the strength of the 5-star Emperor. When we arrived at Fangfan, the first thunder was a 1-star Emperor level strength, and the second thunder was already a 5-star Emperor level strength. Great progress. If the Emperor's Tribulation of Little Golden Dragon and Hell 3-Headed Dog is already an enhanced version, Fangfan's Emperor's Tribulation is a super invincible metamorphosis. This is the rhythm that will destroy everything. At this moment, it is not only Fangfan, but everyone around is completely stunned. 5-star Emperor level catastrophe. Ordinary practitioners only have this strength when they cross the 6th thunder of the Emperor's catastrophe of the 6 laws, right? Sure enough, perverted enough. This is the second thunder. I really want to know how strong it is. According to this trend, even if this is the lowest level of the 5-law Emperor's robbery, I am afraid that there will be a quasi-saint level thunder. Totally cold. Hey, hopeless. A generation of arrogance, Fangfan. Can't match the power of heaven and earth. Maybe Fangfan can't even resist the second 5-star Emperor level Tianli. The second thunderbolt landed crazily after a lot of momentum. Boom. The roar sounded, and everything was silent. Slayer sword. Come out. Anti-thunder tribulation. Fangfan snorted coldly and pulled out the heaven-slaying sword from its scabbard. A black sword light flashed, and it met the second thunder in the air. Boom. Tianli exploded directly, and scattered towards the surrounding area. And the heaven-slaying sword never twitched even half a point from beginning to end. Heaven-slaying sword. It's really extraordinary. Fangfan's eyes lit up and he sighed secretly. Ouch, so cool, oh, so cool. Ahahaha, it's so cool. Suddenly, there were a series of delicate female voices in Fangfan's mind. These delicate female voices seemed to be passed down from the heaven-slaying sword. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1297. Fangfan's attention was focused on the heaven-slaying sword in his hand, and the surprised expression on his face became more intense. He was very sure that the voice just now came from the heaven-slaying sword. What the hell is going on here? What's your situation? What the hell is this called? Fangfan's consciousness directly scolded. Woo woo woo, Zhan just thinks that the power of these thunderbolts is so pure, it seems that there is some source of God's power mixed in it. If there are more such thunderbolts, my strength may be able to restore everything. Zhan Tian's sword, the combat power can also be improved a little. The heaven-slaying sword trembled slightly, looking very excited. Fangfan was stunned for a moment, the surprise on his face seemed very real. Can Thunderbolt help Tianatian Jian regain its strength? Also, what is the matter with the heaven-slaying sword spirit saying that there is still the source of God in this thunder? Fangfan squinted his eyes secretly. Could it be that the existence above the endless heavens has shot again? One shot is divine power suppression? But the existence above the endless heavens also seems to have its own limitations. Otherwise, what appeared just now is not a 5-star Emperor level thunder, but a 5-star Sanctuary level, or even, stronger. Then for the next thunder, you should absorb a wave first. If you can't absorb it, I will deal with it. The corners of Fangfan's mouth lifted slightly, and he smiled to himself. Bida's weapon upgrade experience, why not? The current heaven-slaying sword is a 1-star holy weapon. If it can improve several levels with the help of the power of thunder this time, it will be considered a blessing in disguise. Thank you, Master, Zhan. Master is the best. The sword spirit of Zantianjian made a brisk sound, but the corner of Fangfan's mouth twitched. Cut. Still claiming to be used to it, right? I don't know how many thousands of years it has existed. Is it appropriate to pretend to be so tender? But at this moment, Fangfan has no energy to pay attention to these, his eyes are looking directly at the endless void. In the air, the third thunder is gathering frantically. 10-star Emperor level Sky Thunder. The first Thunder, a 1-star Emperor level. The second Thunder, the 5-star Emperor level. The third Sky Thunder is the Sky Thunder that is about to land, and it rises directly to the 10-star Emperor level. According to this trend, when the fourth Sky Thunder comes, won't there be a quasi-saint level Sky Thunder? Fang Fan's complexion changed for a while, and fierce light flashed in his eyes. It would be weird if no one did it. Fang Fan glanced coldly at the endless void, and secretly clenched his fists. What if you were a true god? One day, I will kick you off the throne, and I will make you crawl to the ground. I will let you experience the pain of today. Fang Fan gritted his teeth, killing intent. He asked himself that he had never had hatred with the existence above the endless heavens. Of course, at his level, he couldn't get in touch with it at all. But this existence has repeatedly blocked it. Show your killing intent time and time again. For this, Fang Fan naturally couldn't be silent. God. True God, he has not been whipped. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and glanced at Sikong Yuxin. At that time, a guy who claimed to be the goddess of the starry night occupied Yuxin's body and wanted to kill Fang Fan completely. The final result was obvious. Fan succeeded in counter-attacking and killing, and humiliated the starry night goddess for several hours. These all flashed wildly in Fang Fan's mind. Revenge may be late, but it will never be absent. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1298. 10-star Emperor level Sky Thunder. This is the third Sky Thunder. I'm going. What kind of sin is this? Is this God killing evildoers? Is this too strong? Blind guessing is a cool rhythm. Isn't this Fang Fan offending the true God? So the true God wants to take advantage of the Emperor's heavenly tribulation to obliterate him. Who can tell? But ask yourself, under what circumstances can a supreme true king resist the bombardment of the 10-star Emperor level Sky Thunder? Haha, I can't think of it at all. It's a pity. Tian is jealous of Yingke. Maybe this Fang Fan is too evil. God can't see it. I think so too. It's too miserable. Hey, you said that those heavenly thunder won't destroy the treasures on him, right? If that's the case, it's really a blood loss. Wait. Why didn't I think of this? Hurry up to grab the treasure while he is still alive. Treasure? Go now. Go to die now. I see AO. It's still go Yubo. Chen Tianyuan glanced silently at the third heavenly thunder on top of Fang Fan's head, and sighed slightly. Pity. If this child grows up, the surrounding star fields will shake. The four seas will be destroyed. But the battle between man and heaven, after all, there is still too much difference. No matter how strong the combat power of the true king realm is, where can it be? Hard to resist the 10-star Emperor level Sky Thunder? Even if it is carried over, there are at least 2 Sky Thunders behind, and there will definitely be quasi-sacred Sky Thunders. This is not something that a supreme true king can withstand. The finale seems to have been predetermined. Chen Tianyuan gritted his teeth. He wanted to help, but he couldn't do anything. He didn't even want to give Fang Fan a chance to die. Anyway, the Chen Tian clan will definitely not be able to escape the fate of being exterminated. Heaven has no eyes. Chen Tianyuan closed his eyes slightly, and felt a chill in his heart. At the same time, the cultivators of the Chen Tian clan, the Yuchi clan, the Desha sect, and the Tianjian palace have already begun to act. The Beisha ancestor of the Earth Shizong snorted coldly, and directly focused his eyes on Galen Xiling and the others. Hey, I can't take the treasures on Fang Fan's body for the time being, but these people are born and die with him, and there must be some treasures on them, or, Fang Fan thieves put the treasures on them before the calamity, then I just need to catch them. Won't I be able to make a lot of money? Instead of competing with the forces for the treasure on Fang Fan's body, it's better to make some real profits first. The Beisha ancestor of the earth Shizong thought in his heart, and the expression on his face seemed extraordinarily real. This is his current goal and plan, and if it can be successfully executed, the benefits are endless. Earth Shizong Cultivator. Follow me to strike for treasure. Destroy all the remaining party of Fang Fan's thief. Kill. Following the order of the ancestor Beisha of the Earthsha sect, the cultivators of the Earthsha sect followed closely, followed behind the ancestor Beisha, and rushed towards them with all their strength. The chief true inheritance of Earth Demon sect, Fu Yun, stood at the back of the team, with a struggling look on his face. Now in a dilemma. How he hoped that the old ancestor could follow his advice, not to go into the muddy waters this time, not to attack Fang Fan's ideas, and not to take the initiative to fight against Fang Fan. But others were soft-spoken and did not listen to him at all. More to say, in addition to endless ridicule, what I suffered was a slap in the face. For a time, Fu Yun felt that he was completely cold. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1299. My heart is cold, I can't heat it anymore. Fu Yun shook his head and looked at the cultivators of the Earth Fiend sect who were charging in front of him. He felt as if he had already seen their fate. Maybe it won't be long before these lively brothers and even the ancestors will turn into a cup of dry bones. Obviously, more than one person has the same idea as the ancestor Baisha of the Earth Shizong. After the Earth Shizong moved, the Yuchi family, the Tianjian Palace, and the Chen Tian family were all worshipping the same line, and they also moved to attack Galen Xiling and the others frantically. Soon, Galen Xiling and others were surrounded, and the scene seemed extremely urgent. Bastard! Fang Fan, who was in the Emperor's catastrophe, naturally saw the actions of these people, but he was trapped in the Emperor's catastrophe at the moment, and he couldn't come out to fight. And, before his Emperor's calamity has not passed, the power in his hands is indeed relatively weak. It really can't be, dragged Xiling Galen and the others directly into the small world of Shushan Pavilion. As for the Emperor's heavenly tribulation, I will put it on hold for the time being. Fang Fan's eyes flickered, and he didn't want to go this far, but if he had to do this, he could only choose this way. Everyone stop. They are the people blessed by my Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. This goddess wants to see who dares to change. At a critical moment, Sikong Yuxin suddenly soared into the sky, peeping around with indifferent eyes, and with a coquettish shout, stunned everyone. Tianyu Chamber of Commerce? Goddess? What do you mean? How did you include Tianyu Chamber of Commerce? Chen Tianxuan, the great worshipper of the Chen Tian clan, frowned and showed a look of fear on his face. I would rather offend 10 third-rank forces than tear my face with the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. This is common sense. The power of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce is too strong. Maybe a branch can't see anything, but whoever dares to provoke such an existence is committing suicide. I did see this woman in white at the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. When did Fang Fan have such a good relationship with the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce? But it's nothing. Those who stand in our way should be removed. Don't say it's just a woman from the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. Even if it is the Tian Ruhe president of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, what can you do? Can you block the power of our families? And the people of Tianyu Chamber of Commerce are so blessed, it just shows that these people under Fang Fan really have treasures. Tianyu Chamber of Commerce is a place where there is no benefit. The Beisha ancestor of the Earth Shizong snorted coldly, not taking it seriously. The head of the Yuchi family, Yuchi Wei, looked a little hesitant at the moment, but this woman in white claims to be the goddess of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. The identity seems to be unusual. If we offend her, I am afraid that the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce will not let it go. Yu Chi-wei narrowed his eyes, looking a little timid. Among the several major forces present, their Yuchi family should be considered the hottest. After all, the Yuchi family is only a top-ranked fourth-rank force, the chips that can be taken out are limited. This kind of small force naturally has more concerns. Steady development is the first criterion, for fear of provoking some big boss-level characters. People from Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, stay. Others, kill. At a critical moment, the master of Tianjian Palace, Jianzun, said coldly, his expression as cold as ever. Palace Master Jianzun is right. The woman in white is from the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. We don't need to kill her. She is alone. Is it possible that she can stop us? Everyone rushed over together and captured the treasure. The ancestor of the earth Shizong Beisha roared, and the excitement seemed very real. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1300. Greed, instantly ignited. A group of power cultivators glanced at each other, and then rushed over frantically. The target is naturally Galen, Xiling, and others. His Royal Highness Goddess. The sky is as late as the sea. Please make amends. Where are the four saints of Myshan? Where is the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce escort? Guard your Highness Goddess. In the distance, Tian Ruhe, the president of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, arrived instantly, with a roar that shook the world. Following his order, the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce escort team of thousands of people rushed over under the leadership of four high-level quasi-sages. These four high-level quasi-sages are naturally the four sages of Myshan in Tianruhe Kao. Because these four sages are good at joint strikes, even the highest quasi-sages can fight. The scene gradually fell into a confrontation. President Tianruhe, what do you mean? I remember that your Tianyu Chamber of Commerce is not allowed to participate in the battle of forces. You have broken your precepts. The expression of the ancestor Beisha of the Earth Fiend sect changed, and then he called out coldly, and his eyes flashed with bright lights, which seemed particularly unhappy. I thought that I would be able to win the treasure right away, but who knew that Tianyu Chamber of Commerce would put such a stick in it? My Tianyu Chamber of Commerce has never thought about participating in any power competition. I'm just protecting the goddess of my Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. If Her Highness the Goddess loses, even if all your forces are destroyed, it will not be a pity. Tian Ruhe snorted coldly, and his domineering feeling was instantly displayed. At this moment, the faces of the leaders of the forces are not very good looking, and Tian Ruhe's words are completely threatening. But they have to accept such a threat again. Because what Tian Ruhe said is indeed not a lie. If the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce really wants to destroy them, it will be easy. At this moment, everyone's eyes couldn't help but look at Sikong Yuxin in white, each with a look of fear on his face. There is no doubt that this person's identity and status are extraordinary, they can't help but pay attention to it. A little carelessness may cause some bad consequences. We have no intention of hurting His Highness the Goddess of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, we just want to take Fang Fan's remaining party. Fang Fan killed my son, I must avenge this revenge. President Tian will not even take care of this, right? Chen Tianxuan, the great worshipper of the Chen Tian clan, narrowed his eyes, looking very rigid. His sons are dead. Naturally need to vent some anger. Tian Ruhe frowned slightly. According to the rules of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce, he really can't control things like this. Tian Ruhe's eyes couldn't help but look at Sikong Yuxin, releasing his eyes for instructions. These people are my friends. It's also my newly recruited escort team, that is to say, they are already members of the Tianyu Chamber of Commerce. Whoever dares to touch them, I guarantee that your forces will be wiped out tomorrow. Sikong Yuxin's cold eyes swept around, she naturally knew the importance of Galen Xiling and the others to Fang Fan, since she had chosen to belong to Fang Fan, and had some kind of intimacy, she naturally wanted to think of Fang Fan wholeheartedly. The scene seemed very stiff at one time. Everyone looked at each other, speechless. I want to say something, but I am limited by this. Fang Fan, who was in the middle of the calamity, saw Sikong Yuxin came forward to protect Xiling Galen and others, and couldn't help showing a smile on his face. This can be regarded as one of his worries. Otherwise, he will not feel at ease when he crosses the calamity. He even thought about giving up the calamity and taking everyone directly to the small world of Shushan Pavilion. It can be said that Sikong Yuxin has helped Fang Fan a lot.